Oh, hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. So today, I'm working on this kit build that I have been working on ever so slowly since the early days of the Corona fearmongering. That's right. So over here, right, it's a PRS style kit, and like on my last day of work for a particular company, I had everyone that walked by write the name on the guitar, right? And of course, like this is what I call the guitar from then, you know. And I have since did an oil-based poly, and I just did like 3 coats of that, and then like I live in an apartment, you see, and I just died. I couldn't breathe or anything, you know. So that was it. And then I sanded that down. It has a lot of grain left over. Wasn't too happy. So I was making the other thing, right, from the other video and have so much water-based poly left. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna put plenty of coats of that and sand it back, right? So I had put at least 10 coats of water-based poly on this sucker over here. And the back and the sides and the headstock and all that, you know. So now I'm just sanding it back, and I'm standing here. I was like, I'm sanding it, you know. I might as well turn on the camera and talk bad about Gibson. Yep, that's right, guys. Gibson. Terrible, terrible brainwashing going on over there, right? Now, I just had a couple of comments on the other video. It said, hey, the commenter purchased the Indonesian PRS SE and was really happy. And that while he was at the guitar store, they keep pressuring him into buying a musty Les Paul, right? It's saying that how, oh, in the future you can sell it for more money and stuff like that. That's just a crock of baloney. I replied, I said, that's a crock of baloney because I just saw like the latest Guitaristas video about him, the UPS losing his R8, you know. And within the video, he talked more about UPS losing his package, but he also talked about the process of selling it on Reverb, like how many months he had it on there, and all those low ball offers he keeps getting for like just like really low offers, and then it took like months, and then finally someone came with a partly decent offer. He still lost money on it, I don't know. He calls it crids, I don't know how many crids he lost on that. But the thing is, again, just because someone would pay that money doesn't mean it's worth that money. Okay? Right? If something is worth the money, most people would pay that money, right? It's like $1 for a 2-liter bottle of soda. It's worth the money to most people, right? Because if they sell it all the time, right? But if you have to wait months and months, to try to get a certain value out of it, and then let's say for example, people tend to misunderstand and they misquote. Like the Paul Newman Daytona sold for $17 million at auction, right? That is a watch that Paul Newman himself wore. Paul Newman was an actor from a long time ago and something like that, very popular back then. And people will, inadvertently refer to that watch as a $17 million watch. No, it isn't. Because to imply that it's a $17 million watch is that people will pay, in general, $17 million. I could sell to tomorrow for $17 million. No, it was an auction, right? Basically, if you put things on eBay, that's like an auction, right? If you don't sell your stuff for a long time, it ain't worth that much, right? Gibson guitar, 2,800. How many do they sell? It's like a lot of people don't understand that, especially like the custom shop, It's like there's 300 million people in the United States alone, right? Gibson, they keep playing that made in USA angle, history and historic and heritage and all that stuff. Eventually, even if like 1 out of 1,000 people buy one, they can retire. You know, we're talking how much money they got there. 300 million people in the USA. 1 out of 300 people is already a million guitars. They don't even make a million guitars. Get out of here, you know? So anyway, back to sanding. So what I'm doing right now I'm using a 320 and I'm removing the coat until I can see no more low spots. Then I'm gonna go up the grades of sandpaper, eventually go to a compound and then a polish. So as you can see, the dark spots over here are the low spots, and that eventually, you know, once I sand it enough, it'll all be powder white. And then that's when I know I've gone deep enough. So I'm gonna cut to the final result. That way you don't have to listen to me talk bad about Gibson. I know with the camera off, I'm standing here talking bad about Gibson. I'm just talking to myself and say, what a crock of baloney, blah, blah, blah. Also, oh, I should turn on the camera for that. All right, I'll see you in a bit. I have no right to charge that much. But anyway, so, yeah, I finished the job here. You know, there we go, guys. All right, thanks for watching. Yeah, that Gibson. Don't get me started about Gibson.